Good morning, Octopus. Your maths lesson today is making a whole using decimals. So for our anchor task, we are going to make a whole using pictorial method, so looking at pictures of deans. And you might need vocabulary such as ones, tenths, hundredths, smaller, tens, subtract and decimal point. So how do we approach these calculations? So we have 1, take away 0.8. Well, I know that 0.8 shows 8 tenths because it's in the tenths column, which is just to the right of the decimal point. So if I have 0.8, 1 take away 0.8, I need to know the difference between these two numbers. Now, a simple way to do it would be with a deans, 100 square deans, because 100 hundredths make one whole, or 10 tenths make one whole. Well, I have got 8 tenths shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tenths. So I have one whole, take away 8 tenths or 0.8. How many do I have left? I have 2 tenths left, which is 0.2. Now, if I had the question 1 take away 0.34, again I have one whole and I am taking away 0.34, which is 3 tenths and 4 hundredths, or 34 hundredths. So 3 tenths or 30 hundredths and 4 hundredths. So I now need to count what I have left. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So I have 66 hundredths left, which will be 0.66. So thinking about using a pictorial method, so have a picture of a deans, 100 square deans in front of you. Have a go at this anchor task of making one whole using pictorial methods. So if you took 0.5, so 5 tenths away from one whole, what would you have left? Okay. And then for your silver task, you are moving on to using pictorial methods still, but word questions. Questions 1, 2, 3 and 4. So for question 4, Dora has shaded 4 tenths of 100 square, thinking about what represents a tenth on 100 square. So if she has shaded 4 tenths, does she need to shade 96 more squares to fully shade it? So use a pictorial representation to help you here, a picture. Question 5, complete the part whole model. So here we have one whole, here we have 0.06. So using your 100 square, if we shaded in 6 hundredths, how do we finish in our part whole model? What number is missing here? Then for gold, you are doing question 6 onwards. For question 7, you need to remember that there are 100 centimetres in 1 metre. So how do you convert from centimetres to metres? So you need to think about what we have been doing, and we have been dividing by 100 last lesson, and that is what you would do to convert from centimetres to metres. You would divide by 100. Question 8, fill in the missing numbers. So if we had 0.07, add something equals 1, you would need to do the inverse to work this out. So the inverse, the opposite of addition, is subtraction. So to work out the answer, we do 1 take away 0.07 equals, and that would give us our missing number here. So again, using your deans, you would shade in 7 hundredths because this is in the hundredths column. And then you would need to work out what is left to find the missing number. And remembering on question 9 that there are 100 centimetres in a metre for these questions here. And then finally for platinum, You have some reasoning and problem solving questions going into greater depth now, and remembering that there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram and 100 pence in 1 pound to help you to answer these questions. Any issues, please do email me, octopus@watersideprimary.org.uk.